Well, hallelujah and praise the Most High today, family. Praise the highest today. Yes, indeed, family. It is a gorgeous day here in the Carolinas. Beautiful. Quite crispy outside. Quite crisp. Cold, family. Cold. But nevertheless, we say praise the Most High for it. We're glad to be in the land of the living, saying praise the highest today. Yahuwah, the Most High Elohim. Hallelujah. Thank the Most High, family. He's so good to us. We got to make mention of him, family. He's so good to us. That's the only reason I get out here to blow his whistle, to toot his horn, to sing praises to him, to lift him up for what he's done for me. Like the chick says, I love you because you first loved me. And see, family, he shows his by action, not talk. A lot of us, that's all we know is talk. Yappity yak, don't talk back. Yappity yak, yakety yak, don't talk back. But that's all we know is yapping. Hardly ever hear you in there or us. Hallelujah. And I know I talk a lot and tell my testimony a lot, but it's no pride in myself for receiving the testimony, but it's pride in the Most High allowing me to be an example, a worthy example to use to bring forth his praises through and by my testimony. He knew after he got me together that I would do right, that I would be who he want me to be in this earth. And that is what today's title is all about. But first, let me say I hope everyone is well, and that, like myself, you're able to get out and enjoy this day. Getting yourself in some fresh air, some sunshine, and the Most High willing, some good exercise. Thank you, Pop. Yes, we will. First, we want to say that we want to encourage everyone to support Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. I hope I said all those correctly. And the great men that the Most High is raising up for such a time as this. And I believe, and I've heard other folks say that they are Yasharal. They're of the 12 tribes of Yasharal. And we need to support them. Just like y'all folks supported Ukraine and the fake Israel. Now it's time to support the Most High's chosen people, the real people of the book. That these Europeans have been raping, pillaging, and murdering too long. Over at least 2,500 years. Or at least 2,000 years. When Yahushua was doing his ministry, they was there in the land, stealing, killing, and destroying. But let us support real men of the Most High, real leaders. Hallelujah. And I know I said I hope everyone is well and you're getting out and enjoying this day like I am, getting some fresh air if it's in your neck of the woods. Some sunshine, which we have plenty of today. Gorgeous. Let's look at it. And some good exercise. Hallelujah. Like I said, we was tiptoeing into this idea earlier, and it's called observing and serving. Observing and serving. Now this idea could have went at least 3 different ways. And one of the ways is a teacher observing their students and then serving them with the tools that they have been given, to best equip that student. And then next is looking at people with a keen eye before you try to serve them. And what I mean keen is to really study them to make sure they're not trying to serve you the hokey doke. Before you just what they say, paint with a broad paintbrush. No, you paint with a little trim paintbrush when you're trying to serve, to make sure you're actually serving and not throwing your pearls to swine. Hallelujah. And then and that's the idea the Most High gave me first, when He gave me this, like 2 in the morning, I believe. I had gotten up to use the restroom and was coming back, and I heard that real loud. Pardon me. Observe to serve, or observing and serving. And that's the first thought that came to me, watching people closely before you try to help them, or watching people closely before you try to serve them. Now, as far as painting with a broad brush, this Besorah is free. Us giving it, us telling it, us releasing it, and us living the lifestyle in front of folks, that's free for you to come and tune in and cash in on this good news, this Besorah. But when you try to individually help people and try to, serve them, you have to be careful. And I don't want to delve too deep into that. We get the point of it. And the final way we can look at this, and the way I want to look at closely, is observing the examples that we were given to follow. As the text says in Hebrews 11:39 and 12:1-3, and these, having obtained a good report through belief, received not the promise. Who is this these that he's talking about in the script that Saul is talking about? That great cloud of witnesses that endured with the Most High by belief, by faith, by belief, and obtain a certain level of progress. I'm trying to be very careful with these words. Yet they didn't receive the promise. Then we jump on over to Hebrews 12:1-3. Wherefore, seeing we are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. Yeah, the witnesses who we're looking to, who we ponder their stories. And these folks in Hebrews 11, we all should have an intimate relationship with them all, having studied their lives and read over their stories, and implemented their good and their bad, their good in our lives, and learn from their bad, learn from their mistakes. Because every one of them that's mentioned trust the Most High, and He brought them a certain level of the promise. of what he promised them, we'll say. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our belief, or faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the stake, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahuwah. For consider him that endured such contradictions of sinners against himself, lest you be wearied and faint in your minds. See, he endured, family. And this is our best example to observe Yahushua. As the text says here, looking unto him. The text says we also should observe this great cloud of witnesses. That's why they mention them. But it says, just as the Most High said when Yahushua was on the mountain transfiguring himself to his disciples, Peter got fast in the hind part and said, let us build a tent, an altar for all you fellas, a tent to lay your head for all of y'all. And the Most High quickly spoke and said, this is my beloved son, listen to him. And the other two fellas disappeared instantly. See, it was making a point, family, just like we're to look to those cats in the older Testament, pardon me, as the example we should observe of their belief and their trust in the Most High, pardon me. But we're to look to Yahushua, who is the author and finisher of our belief. See, he said it all. He's the main example for us to follow. The main example we're to be looking at, observing with a very careful eye. And I like that saying, what would Yahushua do? That little catchy saying they had it around the 90s, I believe, with the little license plates. What would Yahushua do in these certain situations? And that's how we should be all the time. When the text says, in all your ways acknowledge him. And that's a way of acknowledging him. Being still before you move. And say, what would Yahushua do in this situation? And I can guarantee you, by giving that second, that space, you're giving the Ruach HaKodesh an opportunity to bring an example back to your memory of what he would have done. Or what one of these great examples, this great cloud that we just had mentioned in the text, what they would have done. See, that's how he works. He'll bring you an example back to your mind, to your mind's eye. Say, oh yeah, I remember when Elijah threw a piece of wood out on the lake or the river, and the axe head floated. What kind of common sense does that make? It doesn't, and it doesn't need to. Just like the text says, Yahuwah uses the unwise to confound the wise, and he uses the weak to confound the strong. And I know that's not the correct wording of that script, but we get the point. But our whole job now is to serve. And it's not just serving, it's how we serve. And how we serve, we're serving by the example that was given to us as instructions. looking unto Yahusha. And whenever we do, the Ruach is always in our ear. Because as the text said, he's not going to speak on his own accord. He's going to tell us things concerning Yahusha and the Most High. The word of the Most High. See, family, he's never going to contradict the Most High's word. Never. Hallelujah. So, observing and serving. So, the question today is, family, are we observing and serving? And we do have time for this meaning of observe. And it's to watch carefully, especially with attention to details or behavior for the purpose of arriving at a judgment. To make a specific or scientific observation on or of. To come to realize or know, especially through consideration of noted facts. And see, this is what the Most High wants from us, family. He wants us to watch him through his relationship with his people that he's had relationships with. And know that that's how he's going to have the same relationship with us. Just as he told Joshua, he said, just as I was with Moses, I am with you. And I take that as my stance. Just as you was with Joshua, you are with me. Just as you were with Moshe, you are with me. Just as you were with Yahusha, you are with me. And I walk that out every day of my life. Now, hallelujah. Observing and serving. So we have to be careful to really observe what's on the Most High's heart before we do anything. Giving him the leeway to lead us and guide us into all truth. Hallelujah. We're going to let that be our time, family. We love you so much. Do stay up and keep pushing forward in the right direction. Shalom. Hallelujah.